Well, hello, my wonderful, beautiful brothers, these wonderful, beautiful brothers, guys of the wonderful, beautiful Maverick Nation. I'm the Dark, the Shadow, the Maverick, the Dark Shadow Maverick. The one and only Dark Shadow Maverick. And this is part 2 of What If Naruto was Meliodas' reincarnation. Yes. Part 2 is finally here. Part 2 is here. Oh, yes. Basically, yes, this would be the last day of the academy, the graduation exam. That's where I'm going to time skip to for the beginning of this part. Where basically there would be 3 different segments. A written portion, basically a weapons training portion, and the last thing, basically... Actually, there would technically be 4 parts. That'd be the written portion, the weapons training, the basic ninjutsu, the substitution and transformation, and clone jutsu, and then the spar. So 4 different parts. In which Naruto, basically, like, Meliodas is supposed to be like 3,000 million bajillion years old. So I think he'd be pretty smart. And also give Naruto extra incentive to train. Plus, with all these new powers he has, he's like... It would give him a lot more motivation, also knowing a lot of the stuff that he didn't know in canon. About, like, his entire life and everything. Basically, he's allowed to live with the Namikaze compound as his new place. And this really kinda, you know, super-duper pisses Donzo off. Donzo's like, "Argh! Like, I'm going to eat you!" A freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger moment. Never mind. Anyways, basically, Naruto is pretty much like... Yeah, I'm gonna take the test. The written portion pretty much just filet mignons that shit. And, well, yeah, pretty much just does that. And then the next part is weapons testing, like throwing shurikens and kunais. Now, what we want to focus on here right now is Sasuke doing his whole, like, 360-degree flip. You know, while throwing the weapons, getting them all pretty damn good and close to the center. And actually, a good some of his weapons do hit the center, but not all of them. So, like, if it's a 6-4, like 60-40, Sasuke is like a good 60 actually hit the center, and 40 don't. So, like, if we're going by 60-40. And where it's finally time for Naruto and all that shiz, he's basically just like, oh, Well, this should be fun. Hmm. Wow. Naruto just going up there, and well, kind of just pulls Lost Vein out of a sheath, and throws all the shurikens and kunais up in the air, and he kind of just deflects them all with Lost Vein, and they all hit the center. And Naruto's just like he just goes from the back, like that's where the sheath part is, and just like nah, that was nothing. And Hiroko's actually like, what the? And he's like, man, he must really be the reincarnation of Meliodas. There's no other way he'd be able to do that. And when Sasuke actually hears this, and he's like, what? Say what? And now Sasuke feels challenged. And they go for the whole jutsu training. And Meliodas kind of doing a little pact thing with Kurama, so he's nowhere near as stingy. And he's actually able to, get his shadow clones to turn KCM1. Yes, not 2, KCM1. There's just like people are like, what the frick? When did Naruto's shadow clones turn into light brights? And when was he able to use shadow clones or clones at all? Like, what the frick? And well, basically, Meliodas would just be like, there, Fuzzy Wuzzy, now that really hurt that bad. And Kurama, being able to see all the shocked expressions of everyone in the room, and being like, hold on a second. And then he just turns Naruto KCM1, and everybody's just like, what the fuck? Like, they're just like, holy shit. Who pissed off Naruto and made him go golden form? Because literally, he is perfect Jinchuriki material because of all the shit, with Meliodas and Kurama and shit. So he's basically perfect Jinchuriki material. And it's shown because of the fact that he can just freely enter KCM1. Yet he is only freaking 12. Like, what the f... Like, His birthday is coming up, so he will be turning 13 soon. Like, around the time of graduation exam is also around the time of Naruto's birthday. He realizes that this year it's gonna be around the time of his birthday. So, technically, he'll be able to go out for a celebration. Because, he's realized something. Now that he's, basically, went all Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on this shit on his entire life. And, he's basically doing himself a solid all over the place. Because people do not want to piss off the Dragon Sin of Wrath's reincarnation. They don't want to do that. Because there have been, stories, legends heard about those 7 deadly sins, and that their captain, the Dragon Sin of Wrath, Meliodas, is, the most badass out of them all. And, well, so many different stories about Meliodas and all of his power, and if it's combined with Kurama, people are just like, nope. Yeah, not gonna piss this guy off. Not gonna bully him because, I don't want to die. Naruto just not figuring shit out is just like, yeah, I don't really think, with the fact that I have shadow clones now, that I'm really going to need anyone's help, fixing the compound. He can just, multitask the hell out of the damn place. And just, super renovate it for, extra long time. Make it even better than it was before. Way it was before. Then there is the final test. And, well, the 2 people with the highest scores, they're inevitably going to get pitted up against each other. And probably one of the people that Sasuke did not want to get put up against is the reincarnation of the Dragon Sin of Wrath, also known as the captain of the Seven Deadly Sins, Meliodas. What the frick? Sasuke is just like, why me? You guys don't understand. Even Itachi, Fugaku, and Mikoto, all of the Uchiha compound knew about the 7 deadly sins, and especially their captain, the Dragon Sin of Wrath, Meliodas. A part of the demon clan and shit. And he had the sacred treasure, Lost Vein, and he had the ability to use the power of the Hellblaze. Oh, and his whole beast thing, he has a dragon transformation because he is the Dragon Sin of Wrath. He has a dragon transformation, which Naruto will be able to not only unlock, but also use in tandem with KCM. Yes, that's right. The dragon transformation that Meliodas could do, and KCM in tandem with each other. And if you guys are wondering, how long Naruto can go for KCM and his, 12 to 13-year-old body, basically, Naruto, he already has batshit insane chakra reserves, so. And plus the fact that, it's not just Kurama, it's also Meliodas in there. Yeah. He could probably be a while in KCM and it not even, he not even register that he was losing any stamina, because he wouldn't really be losing all that much stamina. It would just be like a stamina fountain. Do all a stamina super river. It's like a walk in the park for him by now. Just all of a sudden, like, popped open KCM just for, like, the shits and giggles. So, yeah. That's a thing. So basically, Sasuke is just like, damn it. Why? 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 And you're just like, simple. You two got the highest scores. Technically, you actually placed beneath Naruto. And all of freaking Sasuke's fangirls are like, how? How? Nani the fuck is that even possible? How dare Naruto blah blah blah, Sasuke couldn't blah blah blah. And, you know, basically Sasuke would be like, I would really be annoyed by my stupid fan club right now if I wasn't terrified the fact that I'm going up against the Dragon Sin of Wrath's reincarnation. In shinobi form. And, well, Naruto would just be like, dude, calm down. You don't have to be so serious about this shit. In fact, maybe I could help you. You know? If you manage to impress me, let's see if we could do something about the whole predicament you seem to be in. They say that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and no matter how powerful your clan's dojutsu is, I can still do the exact same. When looking into the eyes, you can see the soul. Your soul seems to be very troubled by multiple different things. By your heavy amounts of fangirls, by the very fact that you now know that I am the literal reincarnation of Meliodas, the Dragon Sin of Wrath, the captain of the Seven Deadly Sins. And also another thing. Don't worry. It's a secret in between you and me. I know what it is, but I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to. Technically, me, Meliodas, and Kurama already know what it is. All three of us. And Sasuke's like, from the look in Naruto's eyes, he can tell that he knows what he's talking about. He's like, how the f does he know about Itachi and the clan massacre? And the fact that he was the one who did it, and like, holy shit, like, how does he know all about that? Like, from the look that he's getting from Naruto's eyes, he can tell that whenever he said what he said, he meant, like, everything. So, like, maybe some stuff that Sasuke himself doesn't even know. And so Naruto's like, bleh. Sasuke's like, bet. Okay, you beat me somehow, and I'll go along with your thing, whatever. No disrespect. I mean, it's not like I want to die or anything. Just, I guess, a way to prove both ourselves. Oh, Dragon Sin of Wrath. And Naruto's like, oh, This is going to be fun. Basically, Sasuke's like, Fireball Jutsu! You're just shooting a fireball. And Naruto's not even gonna play with this guy. He's like, oh, that's hilarious. Full counter. He just does the same shit that he did to Mizuki. But he like throws Sasuke up in the air. Sasuke lands on his feet. Naruto's just like, yeah, little firecracker you just lit off there. It's pretty cool. And Sasuke's like, firecracker? What? Like, Nani? Nani the fuck? Like, what? You just call that shit a firecracker? And Naruto's like, well, hell yeah, especially when I'm about to do shit like this. Call it a Hellblaze. And just like a big torrent of black fire just shoots out at Sasuke. He knows this is true. He knows one of Meliodas' powers, the Hellblaze. And the other power Naruto used to get behind him. Full counter. So Sasuke's just like, I'm gonna get killed by the Hellblaze. But the Hellblaze stops right before it hits Sasuke. Sasuke's like, wait, what? And Naruto just appears, like, in the freaking sky, just like, up from above, like diving down. And Sasuke manages to jump out of the way. But he gets his arm grabbed, and then basically Fireman's Carry tossed over and out to outside of the ring. Just like, Sasuke had no idea what the hell was even happening. Because Naruto basically just used the Hellblaze as a distraction for him to basically just dogpile on Sasuke. All the way from like every different angle. Sasuke would just be like, you beat me. Well, now what? Basically, Yuruka's now like, now, everyone headband. Like, everyone that graduate get the headband. And Naruto already knows he's gonna headband, like, yeah, like, obvious, duh. But he doesn't try to rub his victory in Sasuke's face, no. Naruto pretty much made it clear to Sasuke that he wanted to teach him a thing or two. About, if you really wanted to be strong, if you really wanted to beat Itachi, well, you should at least let him in on some things. Yes, some things that you learn from Meliodas. Because, how long Meliodas has been alive. Dude probably gets around a lot, or did get around a lot. So he probably would have known a lot about what was happening with Itachi. If not a lot, everything. Because, dude gets around a lot, probably gonna find something interesting whenever getting around a lot. Possibly something even concerning. I mean, Itachi's known to not exactly be the happiest person, but, Meliodas was indeed getting concerned about certain things that were going on. And whenever he got word of a coup d'etat against the Leaf Village, he was like, oh, this cannot be good. And that's whenever Meliodas basically got all sides of the story, pretty much everything. Yeah, Meliodas knows, so Naruto knows exactly everything. And Sasuke isn't exactly going to go against the word of freaking Meliodas' reincarnation. So, yeah, Sasuke basically has to accept the truth that it was either his clan or the village. And if it went the way of his clan, there was going to be a civil war like no other. But if it was the village, that means, like, everyone in his clan except for that one request, Sasuke himself, we're going to have to be all killed. And so Itachi, basically because of the fact that Sasuke is alive, he knew what basically Itachi chose. And even some news that Sasuke gets from Naruto, that Itachi doing his whole rogue ninja thing, is actually secretly working behind the scenes with the Leaf Village and getting intel on a group known as the Akatsuki. And, well, Sasuke is just like, Naruto, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, on the one hand, Itachi still killed all of our entire clan. Except for that one you said that helped him, who was also Madara. But from what you were able to sense through Meliodas' presence, is only using that as an alias. The real Madara is still very much not. Then who is this person? What is their real name? And you know, seeing as, like I said, Meliodas gets around a lot, he would have basically known the real identity of this person. Sasuke, you can't tell anyone else this. This is in between you and me. In fact, you could even consider this whole little partnership to be the start of something new, something good. I heard from Meliodas once that another another sin, part of his group, the Lion's Son of Pride, Escanor. Yes, it does indeed seem that you have his fiery power. And considering everything about the Uchiha and how they're looked at as incredibly dangerous and powerful ninja, they take pride in their ability, their power of the Sharingan. Well, you basically piece it all together, and you get Lion's Son of Pride in a nutshell. Especially because the main style that your clan seems to prefer, even making that certain jutsu that certain style. Basically, their training wheels jutsu. The fireball jutsu. And none other than Escanor himself. His flame strongest at midday. Yes, I feel it in you. Shake my hand. You might be surprised what will happen next. And Sasuke, against whatever judgment he had before or after, does indeed do this. He feels he can at least trust Naruto somewhat. And then, well, basically after what happened, Sasuke would feel this insane amount of power. That's when he would realize, basically, like, this was the day after the entrance exam, so basically, it was also like a weekend, so, you know, they were just allowed to fraternize with one another, you know, do their own shit, not have to worry about anything. So this was like in between hours. So this would just be Naruto and Sasuke, you know, talking, shooting the shit. And that's whenever Sasuke would realize what Naruto said about this Escanor Lanson of Pride guys, you know, power being strongest at midday. And Sasuke would look for the sun. And then you would just say, no wonder I feel so powerful now. Naruto, it's... And Naruto would just interject with, midday, I know. It might be difficult to get used to that feeling at first, but... I think you, with your own abilities, should be able to get the hang of it. Now, it's just what you choose to do with your life. And Sasuke would just be like, no hesitation. I want... Well, if you're the captain, at least the captain's reincarnation, then I guess... there really is no point in avoiding it any longer. And, you know, Sasuke would just give him that look, give Naruto that look, and Naruto would just be like, oh. That's just perfect. The lion's son of pride and the dragon's son of wrath. We will do with our powers what we see fit. And that's... things will become much more exciting. But in the meantime, I'm just willing to let you in on something. During Itachi's early times of the Akatsuki, there was a certain other member, Orochimaru, one of the Sannin. He tried to take Itachi's eyes, but was trapped in a genjutsu. Me and Meliodas, and even Kurama, know a lot about Orochimaru. Even the fact that he planned to use a certain clan's power as his own, calling it the curse mark seal. Don't worry, we won't be able to do it to you. That is, unless you want that. Basically explaining how the curse mark seal works and what it would do to him. But, kind of now he's, secured in as the new Lionson of Pride. So basically, Naruto World's equivalent to Vescanor. Sasuke is just like, well, seeing as I'm the only other Uchiha, you think you will be after my eyes? Oh, and by the way, Naruto's already told Sasuke, and between this whole thing about talking about Orochimaru, about the real person's name is Obito, but not to tell anyone, especially not Kakashi, because of things that he had heard. Because that might just destroy Kakashi if he knew. Yeah. So, really just don't. Anyways, basically, now knowing about the curse mark seal and everything, and how, seeing as he's the only other Uchiha, that Orochimaru was probably going to want to go after him to use his body. But, now with this new power flowing through him, Sasuke is just like, his captain, he literally considers Naruto his captain because, well, technically, Naruto is, the reincarnation of the captain, so why not? Just go with the flow. Basically, his captain is ridiculously strong. And, well, with the little favor that Naruto did for Sasuke, he's only going to get stronger than he ever was in Part 1 of Naruto. This version of Part 1 Sasuke is going to make beginning of Shippuden Sasuke look like a freaking getting trash, basically. Basically, this version of Part 1 Sasuke is basically going to make Taka Sasuke look like freaking Konohamaru at the start of Part 1. That's how much power he's going to gain. He's going to get ridiculously strong. Oh, and there's also going to be a Merlin in this. Naruto's going to have a Merlin here, because there has to be a Kunoichi. So whoever the Kunoichi is, he's going to select to be their Merlin, because in the series, apparently, Merlin is a girl. Oh, excuse me, a woman. And actually, they find their Merlin pretty easy. Find their Jesus. I'm actually going to say that Lee, Neji, and Tenten they, instead of graduating 1 year or 1 year earlier, they're gonna graduate at the same time as everyone else. So, basically, it's just like, it would be off with, like, Team Guy, like, the people that are gonna make up Team Guy. Basically, Neji, Lee, and Tenten, just off doing their own thing. Neji just being angsty as ever. Lee training his heart out. And Tenten just being like, it's a living. Just not thinking really all that much about it. That is until, she gets a little talk from Naruto. Naruto's like, he's just like walking up with like Sasuke, because Sasuke really, if you think about it, he doesn't really have that much like for him to like live. Like, he only has so much after the entire clan was murdered in cold blood by Itachi. He doesn't really have all that much for himself. So he decides that, seeing as, Naruto's already the captain, and he's now a Sen himself, he decides that he wants to become part of the Namikaze compound. And after all getting some sort of legal work done, like, the Hokage is just like buried in paperwork, like, fuck! He's like, damn it! Of course, Naruto did the smart thing and not telling, Heroes and everything right away, and making sure that Sasuke didn't, dumbass. Soon as like, blah, blah, blah. Basically, making sure that Sasuke doesn't do that shit either. They're just, one day they're just walking around. They see this girl. I see this girl doing this intense weapons training. And Naruto would just be like, she's interesting. And also, kinda hot. And, Sasuke would just be like, preferences, I guess? Because Sasuke doesn't really even know how to feel. Like, he just now got, like, introduced to all this shit that has to do with the compound. So he's still checking around to, like, get a feel for everything. He hasn't even fully, like, explored the entire compound. He's still finding new shit. But Naruto, he gets a feeling, and he's just like, yo. And I'm just like, freaking ladies like, what the fuck? And Naruto would just be like, oops, sorry about that. And the person would just be looking at, like, the blade that Naruto has on his back and be like, that's Lost Vein. And Naruto would just be like, well, I am the reincarnation of the captain of the Seven Deadly Sins. Speaking of that, it could be rather useful having someone on board. Let's just say, as of this, entire thing, I don't think anyone really knows all that much about Tenten's parents. Let's say more or less that she has a shitty home life. In fact, her parents probably don't even want her to come back. So she just hangs out with Lee and Neji whenever she gets the chance. Whenever Lee isn't training his ass off, and whenever Neji isn't being angsty as frick. And frack. So, yeah. Little by little. Little by little. And so, pretty shitty home life. Barely able to hang out with people that she wants to be her friends. But apparently this guy does seem interested in her. And she's interested in how to basically wield something like Lost Vein. And Naruto brings up, like, it's a secret treasure of Meliodas. So, you probably wouldn't be all that good at it. And, this person would just be like, basically, the person would say about how they're, like, working on being a true ninja weapons specialist. And Naruto's just like, well, not that bad. A Kunoichi that can truly, strut her stuff. Saying, what kind of score did you get? 10-10, like, wondering, yes, this is indeed 10-10. Wondering, like, why do you want to know about my score? She says it anyways, but she also does indeed want to know why he would want to know, like. And Naruto's just like, well, with a score like that, you're sure to get put in with someone useful. And so basically, Tenrin would think about it. Her parents really don't even want her around. And she barely gets to hang out with the friends that she tried to make. So, she tried to figure out Naruto's whole deal. She already knows about the whole reincarnation thing. But she had never heard about the fact that what Naruto did for Sasuke. And now, what Sasuke pretty much is. Sasuke even admits that he's actually been able to talk with a certain disembodied voice. Almost a hidden silhouette. Meliodas would basically be like, oh, like, from the details that Sasuke would be able to make out, Meliodas inside of Naruto's head would be like, that's Escanor! Holy shit! That's Escanor! And Naruto would be like, oh yeah, that the whole thing, that's Escanor. Lion Sin of Pride. That's basically Sasuke's dealio. And, well, realizing that basically Naruto is the Dragon Sin of Wrath, and apparently Sasuke is now the new Lion Sin of Pride. She's wondering if she could get onto this. And Naruto is actually like, Meliodas, what do you think she would be good as? Meliodas is like, well, maybe in a weird way she could kind of become like a type of Merlin. Yeah, Merlin was a piece of work back in the day. And Naruto would just be like, like just laughing his ass off. And Sasuke would be like, what? What is it? Meliodas is hilarious. And Escanor would just inform Sasuke on the joke. Because, they can kind of intercommunicate with each other, like Meliodas and Escanor. And Sasuke would be like, I'm sorry, Tenten, I'm sorry, I really am. That confirms that you two are an item. uh, and 10 more she thinks about it. You know, Naruto thinking, like, she looks hot. Like, she's thinking that Naruto's a good old piece of meat. And whenever Naruto hears this, and Sasuke's just like, can't breathe. Just like, dude, you got yourself a keeper. And Naruto would be like, you're in, lady, you're in, you're the Merlin. You know, 10 actually starts to kind of slightly join in with him, like, I guess it's cute. And Naruto's like, cute? Woman, you are adorable. And Sasuke's just like, yeah, adorable AF. Now, Naruto, about that thing I was going to show you. Well, I can't show you now. It's no longer midday. Oh, you mean that jutsu? You said the fire flower blossom bomb jutsu. And Tenten's like, fire flower blossom jutsu? Fire flower blossom bomb jutsu? And Sasuke's like, yeah. I mean, it was pretty good before, but it's starting to go out of midday, so I don't think I'll be able to do it. But there is one other thing that I did manage to do. And Naruto's like, well then show me. Okay then. There's just like, Sharingan. Like, Tomoe. Like, and Naruto's like, damn, dude, Tomoe already? Well, looks like I gave you more of a debuff than more of a buff than I thought. Recruiting you in as the Lance of Pride. And basically, the next day will basically be decided who was in whose team, who was in what's team, like all that jizz. And basically, what happens is basically Team 7 gets basically mentioned. That'd be like Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and 10 insert last name here. Or just 10, whatever the frick. A frack. Basically, yeah, they basically everybody would be going out. And, you know, Naruto would be like, our Jonin Sensei is bound to be Kakashi. And what I know about him is true. Well, he's bound to be extremely friggin' late. And make up some sort of lame, weak sauce excuse for why he's late. Anyways. What to do, what to to do. Basically, you know, uh, as time flies by, Kakashi, basically, it's a little thing like, I was introduced, basically, like, go up to the top of the roof, blah, 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 and, you know, do the whole thing, like, introducing each other, and blah, blah, blah. Kakashi's thing's the same. Naruto, and, well, basically, Naruto, he doesn't really change anything, because Naruto's still Naruto. But since Sasuke figured out everything, his is a lot more chill. And Tenten's whole thing is just a whole giggly mess. And Kakashi's like, great, I got stuck with the Lollipop Guild of Weirdom. And, well, basically, yeah, Kakashi would say the whole thing about don't eat, or else, basically, don't eat breakfast or else you'll puke, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. I think that's where I'm gonna stop. Sounds, you know, Dallas is good action. Remember, because OUT out here, you boys like, favorite, subscribe, click that little bell, something in the freaking comment section. Bounce like it's Quidditch in my blue suede shoes. Eat, 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 and all the yeet. And misdirection.